last but not least, mistake number 5. Basically, heating and stretching in certain directions, okay? You wanna make sure that your hand placement is in the right place, okay? Most people cut too much film, let's say for a mirror, and then have this huge chunk of vinyl for the mirror, and you're not able to get your hands where you need them to be. So I'm gonna show you what the mistake is that most people make versus how I actually do it. Here's our mirror. Our mirror, this is actually a very complex mirror to wrap in one piece. It's a little bit difficult. It's not the easiest, but our mirror piece and shape and size is very important, okay? If we have this massive piece, and I'm gonna cut one out right now. I'm not even gonna cut it that excessive. I've seen some people go even more crazy than this. So let's do it. So I'm just gonna kind of look at this. Okay, I'm gonna cut like a whole bunch of this right here, cut a bunch of that off. And then try to wrap this thing. What happens is we're not able to get our hands close enough into position where we need them, because what we end up doing is we end up grabbing an area that doesn't make any sense, like right back here. So just for example, I'll try and get this done really quick so I can get on to the part of how to do it right. So I'm going to show you the mistake that you guys often make, or beginners often make, versus the way that you should probably do it. So I'm doing this so I can I'm basically kind of pre-stretching the film around the back side over here so it hugs. And then we're going to shrink down the back side. Make sure that stays down, all nice and tight. Okay, so now you have this piece right here, which is enough to wrap your mirror. It's definitely enough. You've got the mirror ends right here, and my hand is so the mirror ends like right here, and my hand can come all the way back here. So that's pretty far past the mirror. If we're heating and stretching out here, we're gonna have problems being able to stretch the film out properly, okay? So let's try it. I'm definitely gonna distort this finish, but that's not my goal right now, is to maintain it. It's just to actually show you what happens when you can't put your hands in the right place. And it's hard for me to do this. So what you guys will end up usually doing is pulling from way back here, and then you get a lot of wrinkles. See all the wrinkles? And you're not able to actually stretch those wrinkles out, okay? It's really, really hard to do if your hands are all the way out here when you're pulling across a panel, basically, any kind of panel for the most part. This goes with bumpers, goes for mirrors, fenders, mainly those areas there. You want to have your hands sort of over top of the situation. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you actually have your hands in the right place. This piece right here is more of the size piece that you need. So let's just remove this one, show you the size difference here, okay? This is more along the size that we need. So I've got an extra like 6-7 inches at least. I mean, this is stretched a little bit, but 6-7 inches at least once you shrink it back down. Extra on the top, extra on the bottom, just too much. So this right here is more along the lines of the piece that you need. I'll try and set myself up the same way, but you're gonna see what happens when I actually have the right size piece and where my hands are gonna wanna be positioned. So see, now I'm forced to grab it more at the end of the mirror because I can't grab it all the way back here because there isn't extra film. So I'm forced to put my hands more over top of the mirror. So again, let's get this set up. Like even when I'm pushing right there with my fingers and my thumbs and stuff, I have them mounted over top so I can spread the wrinkles out. Okay, so let's see what happens now when we heat and stretch. We're starting from close to the same place, not too far away. I'm just gonna heat the film and let it shrink down around the back a little bit so it stays anchored. Now let's heat it, and you're gonna see where I'm forced to grab the film. But on top of that, our hand placement should go on the top and bottom. Our hand placement should go here and here, okay? Look what happens, I can pull it apart. Not here. What happens when I pull here? We get a lot of wrinkles. We're not able to pull it apart. It's impossible. So hands over top is definitely more beneficial. You're gonna see. I'm sure I'll distort the finish here too. And again, I'm not trying to make it pretty or fancy. I'm just gonna show you what happens when your hand placement is correct versus when it's not. So shrink that back down. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. And with a smaller piece, we don't have to sit here and heat it for so long. So put my hands over top and bottom, pull it apart, stretch it, and down we go. Okay? The mirror is done in like one shot because we're able to actually just put our hands over top of it and spread the wrinkles apart. Look how many less wrinkles there are. Hand placement is very, very important.